People can easily make mistakes with digital marketing. For some, they quickly realise their error and set about in changing their ways. However, for others, they keep making the same mistakes repeatedly without knowing how to fix them or how to move their campaign or project forward. Typically, the most common mistake is to not set any marketing goals. At the end of the day, without a goal, you don't know what you're aiming for. For example, let's say you're attempting to increase your sales with your latest marketing campaign. How many sales do you need to achieve for your campaign to be deemed a success? Are you wanting to sell 10 products, 100 products, or 1,000 products? Without a final goal, you can't measure the success of your campaign and whether it has been productive for your business. Some people may not measure their marketing success on the amount of products they've sold. They may measure it on the percentage of clicks to their website. For example, you've decided to start an advertising campaign on a social media platform for 2 weeks. At the end of the second week, the statistics tell you that 4% of your audience click through to your website. Is this number a satisfactory amount? Or are you wanting to achieve a higher click-through rate? Has the amount of money you've spent on the advertising campaign been worth the 4% click-through rate? As you can see, without a final goal, it can be hard to decide whether the campaign has been productive or not. Equally, another common mistake many people make is simply not planning. This can of course be related to not setting any marketing goals. However, planning can be much more detailed. Before starting any marketing campaigns, you need to study your target audience, what their habits are, where they go, what they do. For example, let's say you're selling bed frames and mattresses. Your target audience may also be looking for additional home products such as curtains, chairs, furniture, kitchens, and so on. You're unlikely to reach your target audience by placing an advert in your local nightclub. However, you certainly reach more of your target audience by placing an advert in a local newspaper, which gets delivered every day to homes in your area. Obviously, this is just a basic example, but it's easy to see your marketing campaign can easily fail without the correct planning beforehand. With digital marketing, it's also very easy to underestimate the time and money which could potentially be involved in a project. People think because digital marketing involves the internet, the results should be quicker than traditional forms of marketing. It doesn't always work out in that way. In fact, digital marketing can sometimes take longer, depending on the sector you're in and the amount of competition you have. Another common mistake many people make is simply ignoring their statistics. With more successful marketing campaigns, you should always look at your statistics on a daily basis. This allows you to refine your project and tailor your results to your final end goal. Many people simply ignore their statistics when a marketing campaign is commencing. They may have a final look at the end. However, this doesn't always give a clear picture of what has happened. For example, let's say you've started a campaign to sell more clothing on an e-commerce website. The first week of the campaign may account for 90% of the sales. However, you've run the advertising for 4 weeks. With this in mind, you've wasted 3 weeks' worth of advertising money, as the final 3 weeks of advertising only accounted for 10% of the sales. If you just looked at the final statistics at the end of the 4 weeks, you may not realise this situation occurred. However, if you were checking your statistics on a daily basis, at the end of week 2, you will have noticed a severe drop on sales. Thus, you may have stopped the campaign and potentially saved money. Equally, in a similar vein to ignoring statistics, many people also avoid problems and hope they will disappear. Unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, this simply won't happen. In fact, what will happen is the original problem will begin to build into several problems, meaning you'll find it harder to fix the issue once it grows out of control. Just like checking statistics on a daily basis, you should attempt to stay on top of all your projects through your organisational skills and planning. This should decrease the possibility of problems arising, and if they do arise, you'll be able to tackle them more easily. Remember, if you work in a team or are liaising with a client, communication is always the number one key to any problem solving. So don't bury your head in the sand. Show your client and team that should a problem happen, you can be the reliable person who can fix the issue. This will stand you in good stead for future campaigns and projects. The final mistake many people make is being unwilling to change or adapt. With the creation of technology and the internet, many industries have seen rapid change. This means you should always be open and receptive to new technology on the market, a change in consumer behaviour and consumer habits. The world of marketing is constantly changing. Just think over the last decade or so, we've seen the introduction of smartphones, virtual reality headsets, smart home technology and more. We've also seen massive shifts of people shopping online instead of visiting their local shopping malls or supermarkets. This has meant traditional methods of marketing have had to change too. Remember, if you're unwilling to change or adapt, your competition will change, meaning they'll leave you behind and so will your clients.